gripping the football, and there's a few different ways guys grip the ball, and I am not real big on how they grip the ball, as long as they're getting a tight spiral. It's not taking them a long time to get the ball out, and the ball is getting to where it's got to get to. Okay, guys, come on over here. I would say that most quarterbacks have two of their pinky finger and their ring finger on the laces, and the other two are just off towards the back of the ball. And if a young man's having trouble getting a tight spiral, then I'll get him holding it that way. There's always got to be a little space between the ball and the fat pad or the palm. Okay, and on the release, I don't go into all kinds of super technical mechanics on the release, but all we're trying to make sure is that the last part of the body that touches the ball is the index finger. Okay, a couple other fundamentals that both these guys are pretty good at. Sometimes we'll get quarterbacks that want to drop their elbow down. We want to make sure that they're getting their elbow above their armpit when they're throwing. And these guys are pretty good. We'll have them throw a few things in a few minutes. I hardly ever have to correct them on that. Footwork, we want their... Do most of you guys run from under the center?
Yes.
You guys run from the gun?
Some.
Some? Okay. If we're from under the center, let's make them out over. Okay, if we are under the center, we tell our quarterbacks, this is the butt of the center, to get their middle finger in the crack of their butt, all right, and put pressure with their left hand. So in other words, Nick is going to be lifting with his left hand, and I think that's a fundamental that we got to stay on these guys on a little bit. We don't go from under center that much, so it's really something that we have emphasized when we've been under the center, and we're going to have to do a little bit more of it during doubles too, to make sure that we're not having any exchange problems when we shift from the shotgun to the gun. But to get back to under the center, okay, his top hand has got the middle finger in my crack. Okay, as he says the beginning of the cadence, and when we say hut, the ball comes up here and it should be breaking the fat pads. Okay, so the fat pads by the thumb should be connected, and when the ball comes up, it should be hitting the top hand, and at that point, the fat pad should separate. Okay, but again, the big emphasis is that we should be lifting up. Now we tell our quarterbacks that we want them getting their whatever foot that they have to step with first, depending on the play. We tell them that their foot should be coming off of the ground as the ball is in the air. But the big coaching point of emphasis there is that even though you are stepping back, your pressure has got to continue until the ball breaks the fat pads. Okay. As far as throwing drills, we've got a couple of warm-up drills, Stacy and Nick. You want to let's get about 10 yards apart here. We start out on one knee. Okay, let's use the 30 and the 20. Keep two balls straight. Okay, and what we do is start them out slow, and we emphasize getting their elbow up, which they are. Get a good follow through, and we tell them to be specific, hit a point on their jersey. And just kind of gets them concentrated on good mechanics with the upper body. A couple more. Okay, one thing that every once in a while quarterbacks start doing, but both of these guys are pretty good about it, is they start throwing across their body. Okay, so we should see a clean throw with their belly button pointed at their target and their index finger pointed at the target. Okay, now we do a little kind of a strength and stretching drill, get it 7 yards. We're going to start moving you guys back to. They can sit cross-legged, and they're going to throw and work working on a little flexibility. And here's where you really got to emphasize that sometimes Nick doesn't get his elbow up high enough. You got to get his elbow up there above his armpit. So it kind of makes him stretch, and it's a pretty good arm strike there too. Okay, then we'll do that a little longer, but to save a little time, let's stand up, guys, and get 10 yards apart. This is our warm-up before everybody else comes out. We get our quarterbacks out and throwing. So we start out at 10 yards, and Nick will throw to Stacy. And all we do is we just have them hop up, get their feet underneath them, and throw. Okay, a couple little things on the footwork. One thing I think with some young quarterbacks, one thing that we got to correct sometimes is overstriding. They're taking a big step like they're coming off the rubber in baseball. But really, all we need them doing is transferring their weight from their back foot to their front foot as they throw. And again, both these guys, we don't correct them too much on this. One of our younger quarterbacks has a tendency to overstride a little bit. These guys are pretty good. Okay, Stacy, you be the distance man. Okay, so they'll throw two, and then he'll back up 1 yard. And they'll throw two more, and then he'll back up another yard. So again, this is just to get him loosened up. Stacy's going to see the ball in because it's a receiver sometimes. Okay, we'll stretch it out depending on how young your guys are. I don't know what their range is, but we'll get these guys out to about 25 yards before we even start our real warm-up. So that's good. So now we'll, a couple other things we'll do. Let's use the 20-yard line, guys. We'll just run at each other. So Nick start here on the boundary. Stacy, come on. Get on the half. Okay, now we're going to work with him throwing on the run, and nothing really changes. When they release the ball, their belly button's going to be pointed at the target. Their index finger is going to follow through it. I tell them to chase the index finger after they release. Okay, let's take a couple. All right, then he'll back up. All right, back up, Steve. Now we got a read drill. Let's get one receiver here. Okay, this is a real simple read drill. I know you guys don't get real. I'm assuming you don't get real sophisticated with roots and reading stuff. But if you get some simple patterns where you're actually reading somebody or looking for who's open. This is just a real simple drill you can do. We just get our two guys out here. If you got an extra receiver or something, I know sometimes we have three quarterbacks that we're able to work with. Sometimes you've got one, I'm going to guess. So if you got an extra receiver or something, you can do this drill. I'll stand behind the quarterback, and I will point to one of the two guys here. So if I point to Akima, now Nick's going to take a 3-step drop. When I clap, Akima is going to come right up big, all right? Come right to the quarterback, and the other guy's just going to jump around and turn his back. And so then we throw the ball to that guy. Okay, here we go. All right, okay. Stop. Akima's never done this. If I point to you, Akima, and I clap. I didn't clap. Okay, my bad. Here we go. All right, here we go. We'll have each quarterback do a couple. All right, here we go. All right, good. Stacy, take 2. Here we go. All right, here we go. On you. Okay, one more. Okay, let's just stay there. We got another little drill we do. It's our look-off drill. If we want to get the defense moving a little bit, we'll take a 3-step drop, and we'll keep it real simple. We're just going to plant. We'll tell them to look at Nick, then redirect your feet, and throw the ball to the other target. So a big thing is when they've got to redirect their throw, if they're thinking they're going to be throwing to something over the middle, and it gets clogged up and they got to go back to a different receiver, they've got to adjust their feet. Okay, we can't be here and be throwing, okay, with nothing underneath us. Okay, so let's do that. Stacy, look to Nick, look him off, and then throw to Akiva. Okay. All right, here we go. Get another ball. Roll it in. Same thing. Okay, Nick, take a couple. Okay, one more. And of course you do want to do it the other way so that they look right and throw left. Okay, good. Those are some real simple drills we do. Most of them are early on in practice. Do you guys have any questions about you know, mechanics or you know, anything at all?
So those are warm-ups before practice?
Yeah, most of this is right before practice, or then we get into individual drills for the first 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, when we just have the quarterbacks. And then the rest of the quarterbacks day would involve routes with the receivers. Maybe there's one other drill we could show them. Let's do our pitch drill. We run a little bit of option. Stacy? So again, this is something we'll do early on in practice. Sometimes we even do this just as a warm-up. Okay, we're going to pitch the ball. A couple of things on the mechanics that we tell our guys. We want them run them. Okay, the other guy's lagging. We're going to break down, and we're going to point our index finger at our target, and he's going to run. Nick's going to lag. Okay, here we go. We want them to bend their knees a little bit. That's good, that's good. Come on back. So now they come back, so they've done it with both hands. Okay. You know, those are our base drills. And again, if you got any questions about anything, you know, routes that we run or anything else that we teach our quarterbacks, I'm here. No questions? Okay, guys, thanks a lot.